Good evening and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. Today's date is July the 12th, 2022, and we welcome you to our 72nd podcast. And lots more to share tonight and a lot of things to take within yourself to contemplate and understand who and what we truly are. So, and tonight Royce is here with me, and we have a special guest here, and her name is Debbie Hart, and we welcome you.
Thank you all. It's a pleasure to be here, sharing this time with you all.
All right. Well, we've had interesting conversations, and Royce, say hello.
Hello.
All right. Well, that does it.
But I was just going to add that we met our dear friend Debbie on our way to Egypt back in 1999. So it's been good to see her again.
Yes, we've been friends ever since and share a lot. And Debbie lives in Florida and brings a lot to the table. In fact, you have repeated some of the things that Debbie has shared in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So anyway, now I'm looking at her in the flesh. So three of us are all here physically this time together, and all should go well. All right, I'm going to start out this episode. Recently, about a week ago, I was just sitting and thinking about, what does opening up to a new concept mean? What does that really mean? And it's very, we talked about the word hard today, but it's how do you even come up with a new concept? Because, we've worked, lived off of what we already know. However, what Royce and I have shared in other podcasts is as we merge into our other aspects of self, and we are those other concepts, ways of living that may differ a little bit from what we call this physical reality, they start coming into view. And so that's happening now, and some of it may seem very advanced. And so we are bringing these new concepts of very peaceful living into this earth plane. So it's happening now, and we're going through a lot right now, but that's okay. That's the way that we're going to get there.
Yeah, it's like those ladies in Umoja who
Yes.
have, they devised another concept, a new way of doing things, a way of restructuring, of trying something new.
Exactly. So those that haven't listened to our last episode, which is episode 71, we talked about Umoja. And so I think it was pretty powerful what people are already doing. And it's like, hey, we can do this. We're doing it. And that'll become more evident as we all share ourselves and some information that we have received today. Okay, to start this off, when I was thinking about opening ourselves up to new concepts, my consciousness went into the void, and then I thought, what does that really mean? What is the void? And so when I was contemplating the void, which all existence is, before it comes into physicality, as a word that we have used, I looked it up in my books. So one thing I thought was pretty interesting. It's in my first book, and in the writings called Book of Memory. So there you go, memory. Just think about that, what that means. What the basics of part of the writing is regarding the making of our human species that we know ourselves to be on this earth plane. And at least that's the way I see it. And those of you that read the books, you may come up with a little bit more, a little bit different, and that's okay. It's up to your perception, and you may glean more from it. Okay, however, I'm going to go into some of the things I got from it. um, in the writing, it mentions about the infusion of energies from many that have volunteered to make this the human species. And I know other people have called them the seeders, and I guess that would be another way of looking at it. But I was told about the what's called the Brotherhood of Creative Forces, and in the Brotherhood of Creative Forces are over 188,000 volunteered their expertise in who and what we are in our physicality. So what they did, and this is what I was told, so using discernment, what's true for you, but what I was told, that the combination of these systems, those that have volunteered in the making of us humans, of the human species, they combine the legacies of the various groups of beings created by and for try to make that to where it's understandable. It's created by and for the combination of all the systems, resulting in I was told the magnificence of the magnificence. And so that is who we truly are. And all systems have their say in the development of this new species. And so we were to be with our own government, and all the resources are within. We talked about another podcast where everything is within us, and that's really being stressed to me at this point, at this so-called time. And so do remember that. It's like everything is within. And many people are having the knowledge of their respective stars within their structures. So if you feel that you have a more hindrance to be Sirius, Andromeda, whatever it may be, it really doesn't matter, because we're all here together. And, what a wonderful species we truly are. Humans, I was told that the humans shall be protected by their own makings. However, the decisions of how these humans are to interface with other species shall be of their own choosing. And so this is part of the whole great experiment that we have discussed in all of our most all of our podcasts. And so we're finding, and I'm hearing all kinds of things, but what I'm finding, that these various forces within the universe will unite in their own development as we unite within ourselves. Hope that makes sense. So anyway, that's that, and a lot of things have happened on Earth, the hijackings and things like that we have discussed, but we're going to get into that and a little bit more into that in just a moment. So anyway, any comments you two want to make?
No.
All right, very good. All right, we were sitting together actually just a few minutes ago, and got a little more information, and you know how things work. They all dovetail one another, and so we're going to share just what the information that we received by just tuning into ourselves. So I'm going to start it off, and then we'll have the other two speak in just a moment. Okay, numerous realities are playing themselves out. Rejoice in this. It is a time of celebration. Remember that. It is a time of celebration. Reality is change, and change is reality. This new reality is seeping through, created by you, by us, all of us. And the word time came up. So time? What does this mean in all reality? a concept to consider. Indeed, a shift is occurring. Most of your world's people know this yet remain in the more controlled paradigm where it feels safe. What if we told you that safe is where you're heading? It is clarity in the making, a unique perspective, yet safe is you in all your glory. That is what's happening now. The term good old days does not apply, as each one of you will be perceiving the past not so to your liking. You are purging, allowing light to enter your physicality. Embrace it. Appreciate yourselves fully. So there you go.
I'm pretty sure you copied my notes.
Yes.
Because the beautiful pieces are how they are an amalgam of saying the same way with each of our own frequencies and vibrations being a little bit different. But what I got was, again, the light has come brighter and brighter, and that was very loudly spoken within each soul inhabiting this earth. And again, we'll repeat the word celebrate. Each one of your own personal and others awakening and the expansion of your, and this is a capital, knowing what you have always been. Embrace yourselves with love. Extend that love to your fellow beings. This delightful stuff of the flux, shifts, valleys, changes, these energies is just that. It's just change. The flowing and unfolding like the unfurling of a rose or a flower petal as it emerges in to reveal its glorious perfection. That is what you are, what you have always been. Do not turn around, and as the scripts in the Bible have said, do not look behind you. It's the don't turn around to measure, compare where you've been or what others have done. That is your story that you are leaving behind. And now you are laying new groundwork for your new selves upon a new terrain. You're creating from your desires, not from what has been, as Bev just said. New is now. Now is the time to remind yourselves to take a pause, to breathe, and be in your heart so that you can live in that location as the truth of what you have always been. The end. Well, not really.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Jen. No, yeah, it was wonderful, and it's so beautifully said, and yeah, it was the flower unfurling and knowing we've always been this, and we're the magnificence of the magnificence. So remember that. Remember that. It's that memory that is coming in.
It's like you can pat yourself on your own back, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not a narcissistic egoic. It is how you affirm the delight of being you.
Yeah.
And I know that can be an incredibly new, what? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You are here. You chose to be here. And we're extraordinarily happy that you are choosing to stay and do your part.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Royce, and I would love for you to share what you got and
Okay.
and to speak it out because
Oh, yes.
I know I'm looking at some of her paperwork and it's all in caps here. So it's anyway, I'm just going to let her talk.
Okay, some of the words are emphasized, so I will emphasize them. Stand tall. Speak clearly. Wavering is a byproduct of corruption. You are a noble species engaged in a rectification of that which has been influenced by outside forces. It is time to restake your claim, to reassume responsibility for your own choices, for your own actions. Playing out before you are false narratives of dissension, of separation. How can one body, as in the body of all mankind, be fruitful and productive when the body is not working together? When the body is dissentious within itself, the dissension is as a cancer, slowly or quickly draining the body of its precious resources of youth and innocence, of purity and forthright intentions. The body as a whole makes decisions for the body as a whole. A body diseased and drained of its precious life is dependent upon others, upon decisions thrust upon them, as opposed to decisions made. Stand tall and resume the work of light. Stand tall and reclaim life.
Thank you. Yeah. Stand tall and reclaim life. Think about that.
So the times of just sitting around and letting someone else or whatever make all your decisions to take responsibility for yourself is it's over. We have to make our own decisions and stand up for ourselves and be responsible for ourselves.
Well, remember, it's also that place that as we're awakening to each of us being the creator of our own world, that creates a tremble of, what, how, and then all the buts and our hesitation for the things that, but I wouldn't have. And it's the place of, don't judge it, discern it for yourself. But when you become aware that the thoughts that you think, whether private or spoken, are, it's again accepting the concept that we are only frequencies and energies. Okay? That's like saying musical notes. You don't see those notes, you hear them. Well, what are those? Those are vibrations and frequencies and tones. And that's what we are. And so this opening to the awareness that we're so much more than we've ever had the concept of, is, it's not threatening, it's different. It's like a variation on a recipe. It's different. It doesn't make it wrong or anything. It's none of those thoughts of dualities. We open to a new concept of how we are. And someone mentions that, well, here's some thoughts to consider. Mull it, chew it, what feels right. You learn to be in touch with the feeling within you of what is true for you. And where does that come from? That comes from being in your heart. You can't do it from your mind. You know, the two voices that you hear, the one that urges you on quickly and the one that's kind of quieter, is the one that you end up listening to, that all of a sudden unfolds something you would never realize you could do. There are no fences to sit on anymore. Anchor, know, stand tall in your light, and decide for yourself. Are you more than you ever realized? Are you more empowered than you ever thought yourself to be? It's an extraordinarily awesome time. And these girls know how many decades it's taken for me to not choke on those words in this life. It has been a journey of many curves and changes. And I sit here with you all now celebrating this physical temple of mine as a temple. And is monumental.
Yes, yes. Isn't it incredible though?
It to be here to say those words.
Yeah.
Anyone that ever knows me or knows the journey knows what. So I know we've all had similar events, huge, each one of us. But I truly am in a place of extraordinary humbleness to be able to share this opportunity with all of you. And I celebrate your awakening, and I cherish that, the love that you really are. Behold that in your own eyes in the morning in the mirror, and say to your own self, I love me, or I love you, as you look at you in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And watch how difficult that can be.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
it for 30 days and see what that's like. You might be really surprised at how there's quite a bit of resistance after the first several days. Simple exercise to do, and to broaden and awaken you to who you really are.
Yes, taking responsibility for the knowledge of who and what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Owning it.
There you go. Own it. And, we started out, and you mentioned the concepts, and it's another way of looking at concepts, not out there, but it's us.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you both sharing. So, any words of wisdom here?
Well, I'm just grateful for the opportunity that a podcast affords all of us, to have that ability in this country, the freedom of speech. That is such a gift, and I don't take it lightly.
I just cherish, again, the redundancy of my words, because we have such a limitation on language for the magnitude that I have become aware of within our own selves. We are so phenomenally unlimited, and believe me, it is extraordinary to experience that piece of us.
Yes,
and to unfold it in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
In esoteric studies, it's that which the all is too big for words, because words, by definition, place it in a box. They limit what the thing is, and so we can't put into words what we are, what we can do.
Yeah, and in the word safe, came up, when earlier, and it's like a lot of people are a little afraid to speak up because it's safer. It's not.
No,
It's the opposite. It's the opposite. And be who you truly are, and be not afraid to speak your truth. And it's when you do it, other people are interested. They're fascinated, and they may be fascinated by what you're going through. And then all of a sudden they start, opening up more as the flower that was what you were talking about, Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
So, realize that, yeah, it's time, whatever time means, right? And the shift is definitely occurring. People are waking up. I mean, I'm getting phone calls from certain people that are going through some huge transitioning. Also, they're also saying, I don't know what words to put to this, what you had just mentioned. So they it's like, how do you even explain what's going on? And so this is happening worldwide, and it's that deep knowing is bubbling up, and it's like, what in the heck is happening here? So it's so beautiful.
Yes, it is.
It's absolutely beautiful, as we're all, I'm going to use the word maturing, within ourselves to our true selves, and appreciate who you truly are, and the power that you are within yourself. So new concepts, shoot.
Enjoy the amazement.
It's unlimited. It's unlimited. It's like, can your mind or, the heart mind go there? But we're going there. What there is, which is here.
Now.
Here and now. All right. So it's amazing. So I would love to hear those of you listening. If you have some stories to tell, we'd love to hear them. And you can share with us on our YouTube channel, which is again Conscious Gatherers. Obviously, most of you that's where you're listening to us on. But speak up, speak out, stand tall, speak clearly. Yeah, I'm looking at Royce's writing here, but it's do it. And yeah, nothing to it but to do it.
When I hear that term "do it," I always think of one of my little nephews. My mom was taking her time getting in the swimming pool. He said, "Come on, Grandma." And she said, "I'm coming." And so finally he got fed up and he said, "Grandma, Mom, if you're going to do it, do it." He couldn't stand it any longer. So everybody, let's do it. Let's get over ourselves as we have been in the past. Let's step forward and be what we are now, which is beautiful.
That's good. Well, thank you very much. And anybody has that, thank you so much for being here, Debbie, and of course, Royce, always. And if you have any questions or any want to get a hold of any of us, you can call the number 864-999-3008, and you ask who you want to speak to, and we'll get back to you. Also, we do have comments. We're open to comments on our YouTube channel, and I get some personal comments here and there, which is really nice, and I share them with Royce. Now that Debbie is here, I will share with you comments on this show. But we're open to share what we are understanding, and the knowledge that comes forth is, again, phenomenal. Remember the power that you truly are. So I thank both of you, and our next episode is going to be on the July 26th. Again, that's a Tuesday, 7 o'clock. If anybody wants to join us live, please do. It's free, and that number to join us is 267-807-9601. The access code is 793-152-247, and you hit the pound key. And you can join in or listen to us later like most all of you do, and that's absolutely fine. And we understand that. A lot shared tonight, and I honestly think you might want to listen to this a little more than one time to get the full effect and understand yourself. So, any more that you two want to say?
Thank you all for coming and being a part of it.
And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You are precious beyond belief. You're beautiful, truly beautiful, beings of light and of truth. Let your truth shine forth. And I want to thank you all for staying, because it takes guts to stay. So thank you.
Yep. I think the last two episodes you say it's not for wimps.
That's right. It's not.
It's not.
But which tells us how powerful we are. None of us are wimps.
That's right.
Yeah.
That word may go out of our vocabulary.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that I always end the podcast with, where I thank you all for staying, that I got from my dear friend Debbie here. So thank you, Debbie. I know a lot of people have been encouraged by it.
It's the truth. It's what it takes.
And thank you all for staying.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.